Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Martha Makes Music. We started the month of July with patriotic songs by George M. Cohan for the 4th of July. So I thought it would be a good way to end up the month with the rest of the talk about George M. Cohan. I'm going to have to refer to my notes. I'm sorry, I try to, do this spontaneously, but there is a lot about him. He was such an interesting person, I have to say. He was known in the decade before World War I as the man who owned Broadway, and he is considered the father of the American musical comedy. A statue of George M. Cohan is in Times Square at 46th Street. It's beautiful. I've seen it. It's a great statue, and this commemorates his contributions to the American musical theater. George M. Cohan started as a child performer at around the age of 8, and he performed with his family, the 4 Cohans. It was his mom and dad, his sister Josie, and himself. And, they did this for a long time. And then, let's see, oh my goodness, this is my notes here. He is just such an interesting person. I've always liked him. I always liked James Cagney's portrayal of him in Yankee Doodle Dandy. And George M. Cohan created and produced over 50 musicals from 1904 to 1920. So that's just a 16-year period. Can you imagine? He produced over 50 musical plays and reviews on Broadway together with his friend Sam Harris. They did a lot together. He became one of the leading Tin Pan Alley songwriters, publishing upwards of 300 songs. Can you imagine? And they were always noted for their catchy melodies and clever lyrics. And we know we've talked about the songs before, but oh my gosh, they're just all wonderful. Let me see. I'm sorry. He also wrote numerous Broadway musicals and straight plays, in addition to contributing material to shows written by others, more than 50 in all. Imagine, this guy was busy. He was called the greatest single figure the American theater ever produced. As a player, a playwright, actor, composer, and producer, he did so much. On May 1st, 1940, President Franklin Roosevelt presented him with the Congressional Gold Medal for his contributions to World War I morale, in particular with the songs Your Grand Old Flag and Over There. Cohan was the first person in any artistic field selected for this honor, which previously had only gone to military and political leaders. He was married twice. First time for a few years, second time a little bit longer. He died of cancer at the age of 64 on November 5th, 1942 in Manhattan. His funeral was held in St. Patrick's Cathedral on 5th Avenue in Manhattan, and it was attended by thousands of people, including 5 governors of New York, 2 mayors of New York City, and the Postmaster General. The honorary pallbearers included, now some of these names are going to be familiar: Irving Berlin, Eddie Cantor, Saul Bloom, Brooks Atkinson, there is a theater in Manhattan named after him, Rube Goldberg, we knew him and his crazy inventions, Walter Houston, George Jessel, Connie Mack, Joseph McCarthy, Eugene O'Neill, Sigmund Romberg, Lee Schubert, there's also a theater in Manhattan named after him, the Schubert Theater, and Fred Waring. Cohan was interred at Woodlawn Cemetery in the Bronx in a private mausoleum that he had built earlier for his sister and his parents. Now, let me tell you, I have seen it. I have seen the statue in Times Square, and I've also been to his mausoleum in the Bronx. It's very beautiful, very beautiful. I'm honored to say that I've been there. Now, our songs for today are 2 of my favorites. They're kind of sticking with the Broadway theme. We've only got 2. The first one is 45 minutes from Broadway. And the second is Give My Regards to Broadway, which is one of my favorites. I love that song. And there is a little hint in the second song about what next week's song is going to be. All I'm going to say is if you have tap shoes for next week, you might want to get them out and practice before next weekend. If you don't have tap shoes, then glue a couple of quarters on your sneakers and you can tap along, or just tap your foot. So anyway, let's get started, and you could sing along to these if you'd like. I hope you enjoyed our songs for today, and I hope you picked up on that little tiny hint that I gave you in the second song. Think about it. Go back, look at the words. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you next week.